So most people are using AI to brainstorm, ask questions, and really just get some general information. And even Google search, I'm hearing a lot of people use AI for. But let me tell you, that's just the tip of the iceberg. That is literally what I call AI 101. What I would like to tell you is exactly what I'm doing on my side with agentic agents, my Obsidian Brain, and how everybody else in my company is actually using it and how I'm gonna actually use it front facing to help my clients. Because what does this do? This creates an actual moat and intellectual property for your business that increases the value of your business to sell it more, but you could also rent it and lease out the IP after somebody purchases your business so you could keep making money. I'm gonna tell you how I'm doing it. I'm gonna tell you how you can do it on this show today on All Business with Vince Perri. Let's get into it right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. I am your host, Vince Perri of All Business with Vince Perri. And today we're going to talk AI. Probably one of my favorite subjects because I love it. I also hate it. It's very frustrating, but very rewarding because it's amazing how you can actually implement it into your business and how it can actually increase the value of your business by using it. What I'm going to teach you today is I'm going to teach you how I'm using it, right? So I'm building agentic agents and I'm actually feeding and building an Obsidian Brain. It's just a brain, okay? It's what you use is Obsidian. We'll put the link down below. Shout out to Dan Martell, who I think is the creator of this, and that's how I heard about it. And I'm building this brain. It's getting smarter and smarter every single day because I'm having it basically feed all the notes and different things that I'm doing throughout my day with my clients and my employees and everyone else that I talk to, and it's just feeding this brain and getting smarter and smarter. And I'm gonna actually find a way to use it front facing for my clients so that they could have this Obsidian Brain, this agent basically that they can talk to and actually get the advice that they need on their business. So what I really wanna tell you about is one of the real bottlenecks that people have in their business. A lot of times it's the founder's brain. Everybody's going to the owner, to the founder, to the CEO for all questions. What this brain actually does, basically relieve you from having every answer and having the standard and the exception, where they could actually go to this AI Obsidian Brain and they can get all the answers they need instead of having to go to you. So imagine waking up, opening your knowledge graph and watching the business brain grow overnight. That's what this thing does. Meetings absorbed, decisions documented, signals captured, playbooks tightened, so the company gets smarter even while you sleep. That's right. Every single night, we've got a chronological automation that takes all of the meeting notes from the day, emails, calendars, and everything that occurred throughout that day, and it feeds the brain. So the brain gets smarter and smarter. So what I want to show you today is basically the 4 C's of the compounding brain. That's right, 4 C's of the compounding brain. And why this kind of AI setup, it's not just productivity. Okay? It's one of the most underrated ways that you can actually increase the value of your business, like I was saying. So let's get into it. Capture, cascade, command, and capitalize. Let's talk about capture first, right? Capture is basically feeding the brain every day so knowledge compounds instead of disappearing. Here's what I want you to understand is that a business gets smarter only when learning is captured on purpose. That means you have to actually be able to really educate the brain, educate yourself, educate all of your employees as often as you can. So I want you to picture this, okay? Picture a founder who makes 30 high quality decisions a week, client advice, deal judgment, hiring calls, pricing calls, all that. Now picture the opposite. Every day, the Obsidian Brain is fed more data. That's exactly how I have it set up. All of the notes, all of the meetings, all the CRM activity, all the operating beliefs, all the client context, all the lessons learned, and it just feeds the brain every single night until the system actually starts to look like an AI advisor. What's not captured cannot be compounded, right? So if it's not captured, then it's not in there. And it's just every single day. It's all about the principle, but it's all about practice, making sure that you're building it a daily feed ritual. So all of the meetings, all the decisions, all the client lessons, all the SOPs, all the scorecards, all the playbooks, everything just goes in there. And then you just watch the brain get smarter. The idea is for you not to actually have to do it yourself. So it's not you going in there. Basically, I want to make this clear. The Obsidian Brain is almost like a storage place for a lot of documents and different things like that. But it's not just storing documents. It's actually got everything organized well, and you just basically have it organized for you. It will organize itself the way it's supposed to. You could give it all the prompts that you want, and you could even go to AI to find out how you should organize it if you'd like to as well, but it will organize a lot of it itself by itself. But the idea that I'm trying to tell you is that you want it to be done automatic. You want to make sure that every evening, every morning, it's actually being updated the way it's supposed to be, and it will give you a notification as to whether or not it was updated or not. Did it capture all the meetings? Did it capture all the notes? Did it capture everything? And from there, it just gets smarter so that when you go in later and you ask a question about whatever it is, it will go into the brain to get the information to get you the answer that you want. Number 2 is Cascade, right? Let employees and clients access your judgment without needing you to live. That means you want to make sure that even they have access, your employees and even your clients, they have access to actually take a look at what's going on in there by asking it questions. So they could go ahead and they could go in there and they can get whatever and retrieve any of the information that you want. One of the things that we're building right now is a front-facing AI advisor that's basically fed by the Obsidian Brain that I've been building over the last 6 months or so. All those meetings, all the information, all the valuations and everything like that, all of that stuff, they want to be able to go in there and they can just ask it. So now, instead of me being the advisor who's always getting called and getting questions from clients and even from my employees and just from associates, they could literally just go on like they could do with ChatGPT on a chat, and they could go and they could be basically talking to the AI brain that I'm continuously building and that I'm making smarter and smarter. It's a pretty amazing thing. I want you to look it up and take a look at it. Command. This is the deploying the agentic agents. This is my favorite thing that I have going on besides the brain, is I have been building agents. I've got a business broker agent, an exit advisor agent, a valuation agent, a marketing agent, and basically I just summon them to create whatever it is I need created, whether it's a valuation, whether it's a CIM, whether it's a teaser, or whatever it is. It just makes life so much easier because it's already got all the instructions and all the education and all the knowledge that it needs to build it the way I want it built. And there is a particular way that I want it done. If you want to start putting all your systems and processes and have your systems and processes agent, have it created the same way every time, you can go ahead and do that too. The last thing is going to be to capitalize. How do you capitalize? This becomes your intellectual property, guys. The brain, the agentic agents, all your agent employees and the brain that you're building, which is all of the knowledge that you've been building by yourself. You turn this into an IP. That's how you capitalize. And what does that mean when you turn it into an IP? IP stands for intellectual property. When we are selling a business, having intellectual property dramatically increases the valuation of your business because that intellectual property is unique to that business. It's unique to the way that business runs. It is integral that actually exists for the business to run successfully. And there's 2 ways that you could use that in the sale of your business. Number 1 is you could include it in the sale, which increases the valuation of your business dramatically. Number 2, it can be separate, where you can actually keep the IP yourself because it's you, the business owner, that owns the IP, not necessarily the business. And you can now, when somebody buys your business, you could decrease the price of it to not include the IP, but then they could actually pay you a royalty fee on a monthly or yearly or 6-month basis where they are allowed to use it in their business because quite frankly, the business doesn't run well without it. They actually need it. So if you sell the business and you want to still continue to make some money after you actually sell the business, you could actually basically lease out your IP to the new business owner so that they could use it in their business. An Obsidian Brain, agentic agents are definitely examples of an intellectual property or piece of the business that really the business cannot be run without those things actually working within the business. So that's basically it, guys. That's what we got for today. 4 C's here we've got are capture, that's daily feeds into the Obsidian company brain. Cascade, which means employees and clients have access to all of that information. Command, which is agentic agents execute the brokerage, the valuation, and the advisory work. And then capitalize. That's the IP. Increases the value and unlocks lease and residual options if and when you decide to sell the business. So what I'd like for you to do is tonight, I'm going to give you homework. I want you to go and just Google search Obsidian Brain. I want you to go and I want you to download Obsidian Brain and get it onto your computer. It's actually free, okay? And you can start feeding it today. All you have to do is go to AI, go to ChatGPT or Claude and ask it, hey, how do I start using this thing? How do I actually set this thing up? And it will break it down for you on exactly what you should do. Think about what important knowledge hit your brain this week that you could actually have it captured. Also ask yourself, what questions do employees still bring to you that a brain could actually answer? Which one business function could an agent actually own this month? What parts of your business can you separate into actual different agents that could actually accomplish a lot of the things that you already have to do on a daily basis? And if you sold your business in 24 months, what part of your AI system would a buyer pay extra for? Think about these things and start implementing into your business. And I'm telling you, valuation increases dramatically and just the overall workflow of your day might actually be a lot easier. That's what we got, guys. Love AI, love all business and all the things that we do here. And that's what we've got, guys. We're raw. We're authentic. You see me reading a little script here. It ain't a script. It's an outline. What I'm telling you is actually coming from the heart. And it's actually what I do in my business myself to try to be as successful as possible. If that's what you want, when you're looking at a show and you're trying to learn something in business, then this is the show for you. All Business with Vince Perri, where we have our new show every single Wednesday. We have our podcast guest show every single Monday, and we're just going to give you everything that we possibly can, raw and authentic, of what you want to know to grow, to scale, to launch, to sell your business whenever you have that opportunity to do so. So if you like the show, please like and subscribe, and also share it with just one person that you think will actually benefit from this particular episode or any of the other episodes that we have on the show. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great week. See you later.